Let's start off the same Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Mecha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is, just bear with me, they just want to get it passed. It should have been they can add the changes later. I got to change that when I get a chance. They could add the changes later. I'll explain what that is in a minute. But what I want to say first and foremost is that you brothers out there that's receiving counsel from your camps, camp leaders, elders, men of your camp, you better take heed to them counsels, man, because we're in some very serious times, man. The Lord is bringing the axe down, man. You know, if you got a brother in your camp that no matter how many times you correct him, he just can't get it, hey, you're gonna have to get that dude the axe. You know, and he's gonna have to do his own thing. If he believes in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, he's gonna go do his own thing. Because we don't have time to keep going back and forth with individuals, you know, and keep reproving them or talking to them about the same shit. You know, you either get it or you get to stepping. You know, the scriptures speak about counsel. When a man gives you counsel, you should consider that counsel. And if you go against that counsel and that counsel bites you in the ass, then that's on you. All right? So you better start taking fucking heed to what's going on. You better start listening. And those of you camp leaders out there, I know, you want to try to, you want to have mercy because, you want the Lord to have mercy on you. But after a while, you might have to just give a dude the axe. You know? Because if the guy just is a constant problem over and over and over again, eventually he's going to continue to be a fuck up. He's going to continue to be insubordinate. So you might have to just get that dude the axe. You suspend him. And if it gets crazy, you suspend him for 6 months. And eventually a guy that keeps getting suspended, and he keeps, not listening, you got to get rid of a guy like that. And let him, take it up between him and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because we don't need the headaches. We too close to the end for the bullshit. And I don't have my, I can't get the computer. I can't get, because usually I keep an eye out on the comments on the Elder DMAS computer, but this thing's acting up, so I can't get the Windows to play. It's stuck on stupid, I guess, but nevertheless, I see that we're live. So anyways, so as the name of the title is, let me get it again. It says they just want to get it passed. They can add the changes later. So I got to change that when I get a chance. They could add the changes later. And what I'm talking about is the whole digital system that they have coming online. Now these articles that I'm about to share with you were shared with me, I believe, a few days ago. I don't remember exactly who it could have been, the brother Yashalom from the New York camp, or might have got it from two different places, but it's two articles. Brothers send me stuff, and I can't remember all the time, but the Lord knows. Just bear with me 1 second. All right, so this is from biometricupdate.com. And this is dated February 12, 2024. This is earlier this year, but nevertheless, this is one step closer. Because what you have to understand, the reason why I entitled it that title is because when they set up the Federal Reserve, they had a meeting back in 1910. They hammered out a whole plan for this Federal Reserve System, which they wanted it to sound not like a business, but more like a governmental agency. And the very first time they did it, they actually named, the dickhead that was, in charge of it, Nelson Aldrich. He named it the Aldrich Bill, which Paul Warburg warned him. He said, "Look, you can't name it this because your name is associated with big business, and it's going to get shot down." And surely enough, it got shot down. So they took it back. They changed certain things and named it the Federal Reserve System. And what Nelson Aldrich, that dickhead, did was he said, "Well, we don't want to, we don't want to take those provisions out." Some of them other guys said the same. "We don't want to take these provisions out because we need this to be in the bill so that we can push, the central bank thing." I'm just merely paraphrasing what they said. He said, "No, we just want to get it passed. Afterwards, we can make the necessary changes." And that's pretty much what the digital system is all about. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin or WorldCoin or CBDCs or whatever other name they could come up with. The point is to make the system digital. And once they make the system digital, they can turn it in the direction that they want. The point is to get the system on board so that they can cover all people that buy and sell. And it's not talking about rich countries, poor countries. It's talking about people in general that they want to implant with this device, the micro C-hip, to push it upon the world. And when we read this article, which is a short article, pretty much you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be on board with this because they're going to use deception. They're going to use convenience. They're going to use what they're doing in this. They're baiting people, like saying, "Look, if you get your eyes scanned, we'll give you some world coins." And people are opting to do it because they get so-called free money, but they don't understand that's the bait. All right. Matter of fact, before we read the article, let's get real quick, basic fundamental building block scriptures, Psalm 64. Right. This is what King David said. Now, he wasn't speaking about, back then. The secret, or this secret counsel of the wicked of Esau that he spoke about was something that was going to happen in the future. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, and my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy." And I remember when the Lord first, before I came into the truth, or before the Lord brought me into the truth, I used to live in a basement, by myself. And one day I was sitting there listening to this tape that the individual that was teaching me at the time, which he's not around. He's with another group now. He gave me this cassette of John Todd. And as I was sitting there listening to the cassette one day, I started to get nervous because I was like, "Oh shit, they planning on doing all this shit. So where can I go to be safe?" And the thought came into my mind, the school. So I called him and he gave me the directions. And that Friday I went to the school and the rest is history. So King David saw these plans like 3,000 years ago, because King David was on the scene roughly around 1000 BC. So he saw these plans like 3,000 years ago. And he asked the Lord to preserve his life from fear of the enemy. "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity," because they're doing this. They're coming, with guile. They're coming with acting benevolent, like we care about the people, and it's, so many people are down and out, downtrodden. We want to make a system to where everybody, can prosper, can live a decent life, so on and so forth. But it's all lies. It's all, geared into getting people into that trap. And once they bring you into that trap, you're not going to be able to get out of the trap. You see? So that's what they want. So they want to get the system in place so that they can make the necessary provision. Because once the system is in place and they, do away with cash, what people are left with is transactions online. Now they can change it up at any time. So, well, now you got to get this particular ID, or you got to get that particular thing, or you got to get this thing, or you can get this micro C hip. And then that way you can operate and function in society. All right. So we're going to get back to this, but let's go to the thing. It says World Coin Foundation announces grant winners. It says the World Coin Foundation has announced, oh, by the way, I put these in the description box. The World Coin Foundation has announced the winners of its great grant program designed to improve WorldCoin, a project that aims to enroll the world. Remember the word world. What should this bring to mind? This is not talking about world in a cosmos sense. It's talking about world in an oikoumenic sense, or on a gay sense, meaning the whole entire planet. Because that's exactly what they plan on doing. And once the system goes online, those that don't comply will be left or cut out. And a lot of people are going to be deceived into taking it. A lot of people are going to, receive benefits from it, get so-called free money, which will seal their fate. But then after a while, you're going to still have certain resistors that will be certain of them will be put to death for not accepting, this MARK. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this is going to be a world event. All right. It's going to be a world event. So that means that everybody on the planet that is within the system, which the majority of people on the planet are somehow, some way connected to the internet. There are a few that are not, but they don't count on this because they still live in primitive ways. Talking about the people that is online. When Elder Pastor said that, I said, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, because you have people out there that don't have cell phones or smartphones. They don't have internet. They still live they still hunt, they still fish, they still go and plant, or they go and, to the forest and, forage the forest for mushrooms or whatever type of food that they have. So they're excluded from this. But the people that are on or connected with the internet, this applies to them, because somehow, some way, these people all interact in the internet, and eventually that's going to be the way to buy or sell with this MOTB, which is the micro C hip. So it's going to come upon all the world. So right here it says a project that aims to enroll the world into its digital identity service by scanning people's irises in exchange for cryptocurrency. But the point is, they're going to be online. Cryptocurrency, you can't go to a Walmart, or you can't go to the bank and say, let me get $5 worth of cryptocurrency. No, because it's online. People do not own these coins. They don't have these coins. It's just numbers that they type in, on a computer. And they'll type in, okay, give this person 500 coins, give that person 25 coins, but you don't actually get those coins in your hands. It's all digital, and that's what it's meant to do, or meant to be. The first World Coin Community grants programs Wave O while distribute approximately 80,000 of its World Coin tokens, WLD, to the winners, which include 28 projects spanning 5 continents. 5 continents is what? 7 continents? So it's going to spread everywhere. Trade publication CoinDesk has valued the total amount of grants at US $5 million, a very small price to pay to get the whole world on board. It says the winning projects pitched solutions for the World ID digital identity applications and protocols, user agents, hardware, and operations. Among grantees are Sansibar, a project that encrypts biometric scans led by cryptographer David Chaum, Chain Partners, which propose a hardware development project for world coins iris scanning device, the Orb, and ID Master, which pitched an alternative supply chain for orbs relying on different hardware vendors. Other winners include companies such as Nethermind, which is building a social graph-based proof of humanity on top of World ID, and Taseo, which aims to build an MPC-based iris code comparison service. So they got the thing on lock. The winners hail from countries such as Belgium, Canada, Czechia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, and Uruguay. While the announced winners receive between 1,200 and 185,000 WLD tokens. The WorldCoin Foundation has also promised to give out community grants of up to 5,000 WLD. So you see how they're luring people just like they were luring people with the jab. If you get the jab, you get this fresh, tasty burger with some fries, this kahuna burger with fries and this soft drink. The kahuna burger part is an inside joke. Says the Cayman Islands-based nonprofit issues the WLD token through the Cayman Islands-based nonprofit issues the WLD token through its subsidiary World Assets, alongside Tools for Humanity, the company co-founded by OpenAI Sam Altman to develop WorldCoin. The foundation is a part of the complex business structure building the WorldCoin project. The main task of the project is to distribute to each person in the world some of its crypto. So you see how they're luring people in the world, get into the crypto, get the digital system, get scanned, the ID, all that, because everything is going to go digital. Now, in the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise in it, they showed you how when he took that Ammonite's eye, so-called Japanese dude's eye, he had his iris in his eye, and when he walked through stores, they scanned it, and good afternoon, Mr. Miyamoto, or whatever the hell his name was. We have specials on so and such, and they're going based off of your buying history. They're presenting you with different options of things that you've bought in the past that you like, and then they'll show you other options that they think you may like because of the choices that you made prior. So everything is going to be digital. You see, that's why Aaron Russo told Alex Jones that when he had that meeting with Nick Rockefeller, he told him that the ultimate goal was to have everybody C-hipped. And those C-hips, each one of them has a special numbering system in them, which is unique to each individual person. Just like you have the, I believe that was 1935, the Social Security number. That each one of those numbers is unique. And it identifies a person by a number. And pretty much that's what they want to do. They want to identify people by these micro C-hips. And each one of those micro C-hips is going to, each one of those persons is going to be relegated or given to one of the so-called masters, which are the international banking families. It says a concept inspired by the universal basic income. Boom. There we go. Started with the universal basic income, right? Now they got the WorldCoin. They want people to get their iris scan. When you go to the grocery store, they have, you have credit cards with C-hips in them. You have, you can, if you want to open up your phone, you can scan your eye, or you can scan your thumb or your face, or whatever the case may be. So they're getting people used to that system, which everybody in the world is already used to that. You just got to move it on to the next phase. A concept inspired by the universal basic income. To achieve this, the company plans to enroll every person in the world ID digital identity by scanning their irises and verifying their unique personhood while keeping them anonymous. And how are they going to do this? A lot of people are going to take it because they're going to be enticed by so-called free money, or they're going to be deceived, in certain cases with the micro C-hip for so-called miraculous. Oh my goodness, your grandmother was blind from birth. Now she's 85 years old. And they have this technology that where she can see, and all of a sudden, they insert this thing in her brain, and all of a sudden she can see. That's a miracle. That's another way of them, deceiving the people. Says the initiative, however, has been facing resistance from regulators worldwide. Right. But now what are they saying? Anybody that speaks against, if you brothers know what it is exactly, there's something that just came out where they were saying if anybody speaks against this thing, they're to be prosecuted. I forget exactly what it is. If you brothers know what it is, let me know. If they speak against this, and I believe it has something to do with the digital system that's going online, if they speak against that, the WEF brought it out. I believe the brother Yashalam spoke about it, did a video on it. But if you brothers know what it is, Babakusha, if you could post it for me. Just waiting to see if a brother posted on there. So while you're doing that, I'm going to finish reading this. Most recently in Hong Kong, where the local privacy commissioner raided the company's office, government's concerns over the collection of biometric data, however, have seemingly not dissuaded people eager to get their hands on some free cryptocurrency, with enrollment continuing across the world. Yeah, you see? So they're going for it because they think they're getting free money. You brothers don't know what the brother. Let me see if I can find it. Come on, brothers. Right, here we go.
Not be destroyed.
Prepare. WEF is now instructing world leaders to prosecute anyone criticizing digital wallet. See? Come on, man. I thought you brothers was up on stuff, man. I see something, man. All right, so China wants to start a national internet ID system. The government said the proposal will protect online privacy. Critics said it could further concentrate government control over the internet. You see, so you see how everybody in the world is pretty much going in that direction. That some type of digital ID, and they've been speaking about this for years. But they, as the world, see what Esau is good at is he's good at cutting off the ring, as they say in boxing. They'll push you into a corner until you can't get out. And once they got you in that corner, they go to work on you. They put them hammers on you. And that's what they're doing. All right, yeah, the brother finally put it up. All right, cool. All right, so the brother's he's up on it. And y'all brothers could read this article. All right, so let's go to Psalm 64. I'm gonna jump to the second verse again. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And this is the time to speak about these things. The Pastor just did a video where, let's see. Just bear with me 1 second. It was a short video. Matter of fact, he's actually live right now. Let me just go to videos. Right, there you go. Keep putting up videos on the MOTB and keep speaking in code. Yep. So, we're at that time right now. So it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Because as you see, they plan on doing this thing worldwide. So if it's going to be worldwide, there's going to be nowhere to hide unless you happen to, get with those primitive tribes out there that are not not in the system. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword. The word whet there is WHET, which means to sharpen. And how are they sharpening their tongues? It's not that they're going and grabbing a knife sharpener and putting it on their tongue and sharpening it. No, it's with their legislation. And that's why Paul Warburg told Nelson Aldrich, that asshole, and the others that, look, we just want to get the legislation passed. Once the legislation is passed, we can make the necessary provisions. And that's what they want. They want the system in place. After the system is in place, then they can make the necessary changes that they need in order to fulfill their New World Order, which they're going to get it off the ground, but once they get it off the ground, the Lord is going to bring them down. When they're about to eat, the Lord shall cast the fury of his wrath upon them. It says, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, right? And those bitter words come by way of that draconian law, because to the world, they sound benevolent. They sound like they really care about the people, that they're humanitarians and philanthropists or whatever title they have. But when you go into their actions and what's really going on deep inside their mind, which it speaks about in here, they really plan on putting the whole world in captivity. This is the reason why they brought wars to the American soil when they shut down the first central bank and the second central bank. So when they set up the third central bank, which is the Federal Reserve, they wanted to set it up in a way that it seemed like it was a governmental agency or entity and not just a private bank or a central bank. And they got it in place by putting the word federal on it. But when you look at it, you won't find it in the blue pages, with the other governmental agencies or municipalities or whatever the case may be. But you will find it in the yellow pages because it is a private organization, a private business. All right. And as I believe that was G. Edward Griffin that said that. He said that it's about as private as Federal Express. I mean, it's about as governmental as Federal Express. And Federal Express has nothing to do with the government. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. See? Because unbeknownst to the world, they don't know really what's going on. All they know is that the digital system is going on online. The lives are made a lot more convenient. They are receiving free money just for certain information to get online or whatever the case may be. So they're jumping on it. It says, suddenly do they shoot at him, right? Because once they got you in the trap, once they got you in there, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Why? Because once they got you in there, they close the doors on you. And once you're in there, what you going to do? Like you have these clowns out here that call themselves Israelites. So what if you take it, you could take it out and repent from it. Once you take it, you sealed your fate. Now, as Elder Pastor said in the past, and I agree with that, if you take it out and you can repent, that's between you and the Lord, but I wouldn't want to test that theory. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter, because that's an evil matter, because they know that it's not about making people's lives easier. It's about making people perpetual slaves. And you have to remember that when the Rothschilds, when you go back far enough to the Rothschilds line, Moses Amschel Bauer, which was the father of Meyer Amschel Bauer, he was an actual rabbi. So they know the law. They know the Torah. They know how the scriptures speak about, when you have a certain servant that wants to become a perpetual slave. What would he do? He would put a device through his ear, and that would symbolize him as being a eternal slave, pretty much. Like it says here, it's in Exodus 21:6 and Deuteronomy 15:7. So it says, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. and he shall serve him forever. So they know that once a person is branded with their micro C hip, they're going to be indebted to them forever. And let's go to the word all so you can see. Because the word bore means to drill a hole, right? Then it goes through his ear with an all. Ma ratazai. Ma is of or from ratazai is to drill. An all, boring instrument. And when you look up the word all, right, it's synonymous with an ice pick. Images. Look at that. Synonymous with an ice pick, or it looks like an ice pick. And that also looks like the delivery system of the micro C hip, because it's something that cuts into you. And what does that symbolize? It symbolizes perpetual slavery. All right. And that's why in the book of Revelation, right, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 18th verse, it says, here is wisdom. This is all pertaining to the MOTB. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is 666. And when you look up that word, or that the number 666, in the Greek, right? There's three Greek letters that represent 666, and that's chi, psi, stigma. All right. Stigma, the last word there, when you go to Galatians chapter 6, and I think that's verse 17. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahushua. The marks of the Lord Yahushua were what? Actual marks, actual prints that were cut into his body. And when you look up this word marks here in Galatians 6, it goes to the word stigma. And then it goes to a primary word stizo, to stick, an example prick, because that's exactly what they plan on doing, cutting into you. When you get a tattoo, that needle cuts into you to deliver that ink underneath your flesh, underneath your skin, subdermally. And that's what they plan on doing with this micro C hip. And the definition is a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of this or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So it's a way of identifying someone. When you have animals and you brand them, what is the branding for? The branding is so if the animal happens to get loose and somebody finds it, they ain't saying, well, I found a cattle, I found an ox. No, they're going to see the brand. Oh, this belongs to so-and-so. You know, you better bring that back to Mr. Gilmore, because that's Mr. Gilmore property. Inside joke. You know, but pretty much that is to identify. So what are these micro C hips for? To identify the slaves of the international banking families. And that's what they've been busy in. And that's why they're passing this draconian legislation, to where if you speak about certain things, they're going to pretty much prosecute you, which means they're going to bring you to the courts and they're going to put charges on you. So back in Psalm 64:5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See, because they're not telling you exactly what they're doing. They're speaking sweetly. What does Scripture say? Never trust thine enemy. They speak sweetly, but really it's just to draw you into the net. Like here it is. They're standing 100 feet or 30 feet away from you, and they're speaking nice to you and drawing you into them. But about 5 feet in front of them, there's a trap but it's covered over. You can't really see because it's camouflage. And then you just keep drawing closer and closer to them, and they keep talking sweetly to you. Yeah, whatever. And then when you get so close, you start falling in there, and then the horns come out. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, because the Lord is going to destroy them. Suddenly shall they be wounded, because once they get this system in place, it ain't going to take long for the Lord to do work on these devils. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. That's why certain ones of them that were in that system that know about it come out and speak against it, because that's the Spirit of the Lord making them do that to what? Fulfill prophecy. It says, all that see them shall flee away. So the ones that can see will flee away from them. And certain ones are the ones that can see, they're going to persecute, and put to death the elect of the nation of Israel that resist. It says, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That's right. So they're pushing this stuff, man. You have, this thing here. The China wants to start a national internet ID system, and then you also had the this one here. World Coin Foundation announces grant winners. All right, where they want to give certain individuals cryptocurrency that allow their irises to be scanned. And this one was dated, I don't see a date on this. I hate when they do that. Oh, here we go. July 31st, 2024. This is recent. This one is recent. This one goes back to February, the same year. This one, so it's going to get rough out here, man. And they're talking about 2025 is going to be super rough, because you see everything imploding in itself. Businesses are leaving. The whole workforce is being replaced by robots, and you see what's going on. So keep your eyes open, keep sharp, keep watch, and Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters have been edified. And pretty much, you brothers out there that's receiving counsel, you better take heed to the counsels, man, because if not, the Lord's going to deal with you. And you don't want to find yourself on the other side, especially not this close to the end. You don't want to find yourself on the other side of the fence when all hell breaks loose. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. To the next time I say, Shalom.